Welcome back to another episode of Around the Big Ten. I'm your host, Lucy Rodine. This past Saturday featured a matchup between the two top programs in the Big Ten as Wisconsin and Ohio State met up in Indianapolis for the Big Ten championship. The game got off to a rough start for Badger quarterback Alex Hornibrook, who midway through the first threw an interception to Denzel Ward inside the red zone. Ohio State capitalized with an 84-yard touchdown pass from J.T. Barrett to Terry McLaurin, which was the longest pass in Barrett's career. The Wisconsin defense battled back with a pick six from Andrew Van Ginkel to tie it up at 7. Ohio State responded almost immediately with a 57-yard touchdown pass from J.T. Barrett to Paris Campbell to put OSU back on top by 7. However, in the second half, Ohio State was back at it again. J.K. Dobbins had a 77-yard run that set up a J.T. Barrett QB sneak for the touchdown, giving the Buckeyes a 21-7 lead. On the ensuing drive for OSU, Wisconsin's Van Ginkel forced another turnover when he caused the Buckeye fumble, which set up a Badger field goal. In the third, J.T. Barrett threw another interception, this time to Leon Jacobs. Wisconsin was able to capitalize with a touchdown from Chris James. The Badgers were now only down 24-21. However, this touchdown caused about a 15-minute delay as the turf was torn up on the play. After the turf was fixed, however, Ohio State scored a field goal late in the fourth to go up 27-21. With less than 3 minutes left, Wisconsin had the ball, and they had the opportunity to leave Indy as champions. But an interception on 4th and 20 sealed the Badgers' fate, and Ohio State was crowned the 2017 Big Ten champions. Following the game, the biggest debate in college football was who would take that fourth playoff spot. Would it go to the 10-2 Buckeye Big Ten champs or the 11-1 Crimson Tide? And on Sunday, the selection committee made it clear that wins and losses matter, not conference champions. As Alabama got the fourth spot and Ohio State and the Big Ten were shut out of the college football playoff for the first time ever. That's a pathetic call if you ask me. The playoff really needs to get reformed. Ohio State's resume is much better than Alabama's. But I think this year's controversy will be the spark needed to fix the playoff system, and hopefully an 8-team field. Despite all of that, the Big Ten still has 8 teams headed to bowl games. It starts off December 27th with Purdue heading to the Foster Farms Bowl in Santa Clara, California to face Arizona. That same day, Iowa will face Boston College in the Pinstripe Bowl in Yankee Stadium. December 28th, Michigan State will face Washington State in the Holiday Bowl in San Diego, and on December 29th, Northwestern will face Kentucky in the Music City Bowl in Nashville. That same day, Ohio State will take on number 8 USC in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl in Dallas, and on December 30th, Penn State will take on number 11 Washington in the Fiesta Bowl in Glendale, Arizona. Later that day, Wisconsin will face number 10 Miami out of the ACC in the Capital One Orange Bowl in Miami. And finally, on New Year's Day, Michigan will take on the South Carolina Gamecocks in the Outback Bowl in Tampa. I think the Big Ten will fare pretty well this bowl season as I have the conference going 5-3, and I think Iowa, Michigan State, Ohio State, Penn State, and Michigan will all take their games. But that's it for today's show. Thank you so much for tuning in all year and listening to me talk about college football. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Don't forget to check out DITV live every morning at 8:30. Once again, I'm Lucy Rodine, and thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next year.